What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome to week 1 of the SSBA Pokemon Draft League. I am super excited to be bringing you this first Wi-Fi battle in a series of 8, and we're going to have a really good time today. The matchup for this week is really hard for us, actually. One of the worst of the season, so we're starting off strong, but I think we can at least do okay. But if you are excited to see some Draft League content on the channel, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, most people who watch the channel are not subscribed, so please don't be one of those people. Help us to reach our goal of 5,000 by the end of this year. I think we can do it, but of course I need your help to get there. And of course, make sure to watch all of my other content too. I make regular Dungeons and Dragons content on this channel as well, and we have a really good time with that. So before we jump into the battle, I want to do a quick team builder breakdown, just looking at what my opponent has and what I'm bringing this week, and then we will jump right into the battle. So looking at my opponent's team for this week, it is a very scary team. Now, I'm going to say that every week, most likely, because all the teams in this league are insanely broken, but my team is especially weak to this team specifically, which is rough. So we've got Chin Pao plus Landorus, which is an insane combo, Iron Moth as the Terra Captain, Galarian Slowking, which is just insanely good in draft, Azumarill, Cleaver, which my team is also really weak to, Magnezone, Greninja, Bramblegast, Komala, Spidops, and Hawlucha. So all of these mons have some really cool niches that they fill. It's a really interesting team, and it's really hard for me to beat them. So if we lose, then it's probably down to matchup, hopefully, and not me being just bad. But we're going to give it the best shot that we possibly can. So what are we bringing this week and why? So, of course, I started off with SNEASLER, right? SNEASLER is our Terra Captain. SNEASLER is kind of the whole point of this team after we got off to the wrong foot in drafting. Of course, if you missed my draft analysis, that'll be up in the icard above. But we're bringing a very weird set this week. So it's 4 attacks this week, but we are running Terra Blast with Terra Ice. Terra Ice is there for a couple of things. Number 1, Terra Ice will OHKO a Landorus Incarnate or a Hawlucha as long as they are no bulk. Now, of course, also Acrobatics could have been really good, and I came really close to running Terra Flying because his team doesn't have any flying resistances outside of Magnezone, which can't take a close combat. But I ended up bringing Ice because Landorus is something that can just take that, it doesn't matter. And so this Terra Ice allows me to completely remove it off the board. This set originally didn't have Dire Claw and originally had Night Slash for the Slowking, but I just feel like Dire Claw is too good of a set for me to leave out. It's just too good. Just with its 50% chance to status, I think that can really help me to get my sweepers in or to have a breaker pick up a couple of kills, and it's just too valuable. So I brought it anyway, and so this thing really can't touch the Galarian Slowking, but besides that, we're doing okay. 244 speed with Jolly allows us to outspeed a Jolly max speed Hawlucha. The reason I'm so concerned about that, even though I have Unburden, is because Hawlucha also gets Unburden. And so if it is to activate its Unburden, it will be faster than us. And so I've got to be really careful with that. Of course, we have White Herb this week, and so this will work for either if Spidops ends up leaving webs on the field, which I don't think is likely that Spidops is going to be around, but maybe it is, and if so, then it'll be there. Otherwise, Close Combat will, of course, lower our stats and activate it for us. So we've got multiple ways to do that, and I think we're good there. For my second member, trying to fill this out, I was like, okay, a lot of my calcs for knocking out Pokemon are reliant on rocks. And so Iron Treads was kind of the no-brainer second pick. So for this, I brought a Choppleberry this week. Originally, this had a Shed Shell on it, but honestly, I really don't think that my opponent's going to bring Magnezone. If he does, then this can be really tough because obviously I don't have a way to get back out. But to me, I just feel like Tusk ends up beating Zone in a lot of ways. And so a lot of times this thing's going to run either Earthquake or Body Press and is faster than it. So I just feel like it's an unlikely check to this. But if he calls my bluff, then it works out. But we do have knockoff and stone edge. We don't actually have a ground move this week. My opponent's entire team takes neutral damage, at least from rock, except for, again, Magnezone. So rock is really good against my opponent's team, so that's why I brought that. We of course also have stealth rock and rapid spin as well. And so I think this is a really, really nice set here. This will help me to take one Sacred Sword from a Chin Pao. It'll be a close combat from the Cleaver. So there are a lot of different things that Choppleberry helps out against this week. And so that's why we have brought that. For my next pick, I needed a wall. I needed something to help me with Chin Pao because that thing is insanely hard to take a hit from. And so I went with Rotom Heat. We are going to be physically defensive this week, although we are running a Timid Nature. The Timid Nature allows us to not be outsped by max speed Azumarill. Again, Azumarill may or may not come this week. I don't know. I figured it might come because of the Hoopa, and I do have a bit of a weakness to Fairy on my team. So it's definitely not an unlikely thing. So this allows me to outspeed that as long as it isn't anything crazy like a Scarf variant, but it will outspeed max speed Jolly. And of course that max defense is going to be really helpful for taking any kind of hit from Chin Pao. We can of course take 2 hits from Chin Pao if it's not been boosted, 1 hit if it has, and then fire back with a Will-O-Wisp or catch the Landorus on the switch with a Light Screen. Next, I wanted a bit of special bulk, and so Slowking really fit what I needed here. I'm running a Trick Lagging Tail set this week. Chin Pao and the Cleaver alike are both really, really good into my team, and both really, really want to switch into Slowking, especially the Chin Pao. So Trick into Lagging Tail is really good for neutering those things entirely. Yes, I may end up taking a Choice Band or Choice Scarf or something like that in the process, but I could always trick that over onto maybe his Slowking later on. That's entirely possible. So that's the goal anyway. Then we also have Chilly Reception in order to get out of there. We have Yawn just in order to catch things later on that are switching in. And then of course Future Sight for some damage there. We're of course running full special defensive on this set just to completely take advantage of that bulk that we have. So I think that's going to be really, really helpful. Next, I wanted a breaker, and Dragapult just made too much sense here. We're running Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, T-Bolt, and U-Turn, so of course we can get out of there if we need to. I've got enough speed here to outspeed a max speed Chin Pao, again barring a Scarf on anything, but Draco's going to chunk anything that wants to come in. Flamethrower, of course, is going to hit everything, and of course T-Bolt is as well. So I think the combination of all 3 of those is great. And then of course we can always U-turn if the Slowking wants to come in to try to take a hit from that. We do have the Clear Body this week in order to avoid any kind of lowering stats, especially from something like those sticky webs, just in case. I wanted to run the Cursed Body, but I just can't risk that this week with the webs being out there. So Clear Body was my choice there. And finally, we have Satitan. Big Satitan coming week 1. Originally, this was Hoopa, all the way up until basically the last minute. But I think Satitan's going to give me a little bit more value here. We are not Belly Drum, so this is not meant to be necessarily the end-all be-all sweeper. That's more for the SNEASLER. But this Expert Belt set with Ice Shard, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Play Rough hits basically his entire team for super effective. And so that's really good. It's really good coverage. It hits really hard. And so I think it's really good. We've got 232 speed with Jolly. That allows us to outspeed a max speed Iron Moth as long as it has its booster in speed. And so that can be really helpful as well for taking that out. My guess is that Iron Moth is going to be Terra Water this week. That's the one that gives me the most issues. But after Rocks the first time, it should be OHKO'd by a close combat from SNEASLER. So we should be good there. It cannot go for a Quiver Dance. So I think we can get through it as long as we position ourselves correctly. So that is the team for this week. And so I'm going to join up with Talyn for the battle this week, and we will be right back. All right, here we are for week 1. We are searching. I don't know. Oh, wow, that was quick. I don't know what music. I guess we're stuck on Southern Pokemon this week. But, all right, so what did my opponent bring? My opponent brought pretty much what I expected. I didn't necessarily expect the Spidops, but like I said, we've got some contingencies for that. Let's see, what are we missing? No Slowking this week. Okay, no Slowking, so that's good. Then the Terra Ice is actually going to work out even better because I was afraid of not being able to hit that Slowking with the SNEASLER. So that's actually just fine. Okay, so I think we can do this. I'm going to lead with... I believe I want to lead with Rotom. He's most likely going to lead Spidops. Could also lead with Tree Trunks here. Again, we're not really worried about, so yeah, no Magnezone, so the Chople Berry was also a good call. So yeah, I want us to lead off with this. We've got the Rapid Spin ready to go just in case we need to. We can set rocks and then of course spin those away, break a potential Sash, of course. So yeah, good luck, have fun to my opponent. I'm going to make sure my phone does not make a bunch of noise during this battle, because that would be just great. There's the Spidops lead. Pretty much expected there. So I'm going to go ahead and just set up rocks, as my opponent also probably just sets up the Sticky Web, which is totally fine. I could have gone for something else, like maybe a Rapid Spin right off, just to get a speed boost in order to be faster than whatever wants to come in. My opponent could also just go straight Landorus here. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna set up rocks. I assume we're just gonna have a good old Sticky Web here. Nope, just goes for the U-turn. All right, that's fine. That's fine, no webs up. I will absolutely take that. And so, all right, I've got to sit here and actually think before I make a bunch of crazy plays. That's always my biggest issue, is that I just go way too fast and don't think before I do things. So I'm going to definitely switch out here. I don't want to take a ground type move. He might end up going for a Nasty Plot here, which could be kind of gross. The thing is, I mean, he could go for a rock move, but I don't believe you get a good rock move on the special side here. I'm just going to go into my Slowking. That's the safest option. It should be able to take about anything that he wants to go for. It's most likely going to be Life Orb. Goes for sub. Okay. Okay. I gotcha. That's not the best, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and... Let me see here. Yeah, we did bring Clear Body. Originally, this was going to be Infiltrator for something exactly like this happening. So what we're going to do is go for a Future Sight here. Goes for that Earth Power. Okay. That does a little under half. Okay. So now he knows we're fully specially defensive, which makes a lot of sense for this team. This is my my switch in for that. So now I'm going to hard swap into Rotom here. Again, I don't believe he's going to go for like a rock move at this point, and that keeps my Slowking healthy. I do need to keep that healthy. He goes ahead and U-turns out, actually. That is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine with me. Yep, and there's the confirmation of the Life Orb, which makes a lot of sense here. I need to also write down what he actually brought. Lando. Spidops. Chin-Pow, of course that was expected. Hawlucha. Trying to remember who else he brought. Iron Moth. There's the Greninja. And again, no Cleaver in this battle either. I don't believe I remember seeing Cleaver. Let's see. Yeah, no Cleaver, so we've got Lando, Spidops, Chien-Pao, Hawlucha, Ironmoth, Greninja. Okay. So obviously I don't want to take a water move. That would not be ideal here. He could go for a dark move here, predicting me to go into this, although he's making a pretty big assumption that I'm not scarfed here. I'm just going to go hard into Slowking. If he calls my bluff, then that's fine. But this is probably going to be my best play here. Just goes for the Surf. That's fine. We can take that easily. Yep. And takes that Future Sight. That's fine. Again, one thing that's great is that we can usually get our SNEASLER in pretty freely when we go for these Future Sights because the Dark types want to come in. Okay, so now you probably want to go for that Dark move. How do I get in a position to where I can start dealing some damage here? This thing's obviously really fast. It's faster than everything on my team except for the Dragapult. And so I really don't want to take anything that's too huge here. We know he has Surf. Surf hits most of my team pretty hard. I'm gonna go back into Rotom here. I'm trying to figure out how to get... Oh, okay. We're actually gonna swap out Greninja. That's fine. Back into Spidops. Ooh, this is good. This is great, actually. This is great because now we can just go ahead and get up a Light Screen. Or if my opponent wants to go for the Sticky Webs, then that's fine. That gives us a free spin. You don't have a Ghost type on your team, so I am good with that. Your switch into this last time was Landorus, so I'm just going to go ahead and set Light Screen here just to help us out with that. That Lagging Tail could have been really nice on that Greninja, but I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it kind of is just because it's naturally faster than SNEASLER. So that might end up being what we end up targeting. Either it or Chien-Pao would be really good to catch that Lagging Tail. Alright. Gonna stay in. Alright, so we can now Volt Switch out. If he wants to go into Landorus, that's fine, but I kind of doubt that that's what's going to happen. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay. And so I believe... I mean, I could overheat here and catch the Landorus. I mean, it's not going to love taking that hit. I mean, it'll take it fine. But I would like to go ahead and remove this from the field. All right, Spidops goes down. All right, we get the first KO of the battle, but that's fine. So, Rotom overheat Spidops. Okay. So we're up 6-5. That's fine. So what do you go into now? Like I said, we've kind of neutered his special attackers here pretty hard because of that Light Screen. So this does make it a little tough for his Greninja, for his Landorus. So he might opt to go for something like the Chien-Pao, something on the physical side. But we'll have to see, because I don't know that Chien-Pao is going to exactly love taking an overheat. Even at -2, I feel like that's not exactly something that is super appealing. So let me get this going while it's doing that. There's Hawlucha. Okay. It is Mold Breaker Hawlucha. Okay, so it is going to ignore my Levitate there, but it's very important to note that he is not Unburden, which means that I guarantee outspeed him no matter what. And so I'm only underspeeding the Greninja and the Chin-Pow, which I will guarantee outspeed once I activate my Unburden. When will I activate that? I'm not sure, but it will not be right this second. I would like to go into Dragapult, because he might go for either the fighting or the flying move. I'm going to go into this. It's kind of crazy that he's not Unburdened. I was really expecting this thing to be Unburdened to try to reverse sweep me here, but there's the CC. All right, very good. So we get this in for free, which is great. What is your Draco Meteor switch in? I'm not seeing it. I don't see it. So I'm just gonna click Draco, and we're just gonna deal a bunch of damage. We are specs. So yeah, if this thing's scarfed, it's scarfed into close combat, so it can't hit me anyway. So he's got to go into something to take a specs max special attack Draco Meteor. I don't think anything is going to appreciate that. Okay, he just leaves this in. Yep, nope, you're out. Okay. Okay, Dragapult, Draco Meteor into the Hawlucha. Alright, up 6-4. There's the Chin-Pow. Alright, yeah, I am not staying in here. There is absolutely no world in which I stay in here. And my opponent knows that. Okay, so what do we want to go into here? I mean, Rotom's the obvious switch here. And so I feel like that's probably going to be my best option. And the thing is, with the webs being on the field, we're actually, the only thing that really cares is going to be Titan. Because like I said, as soon as we switch in SNEASLER, then we're good. We have rocks up. I mean, could I sweep right now? It's Iron Moth. I don't know about Iron Moth. But I feel like close combat could OHKO it if it's water type. I've actually have calced this out. I'm gonna go into Rotom here. I've calced this out in that, let's see, where are my calcs here? Slowking was what gave me the most issues. But if it is fire, water, or electric, if it's fire, water, or electric, then it goes down to a close combat raw. I'm gonna click Will-O-Wisp here. But if it is poison, psychic, or ghost, then I can't get rid of it. But I feel like those are kind of unlikely. So I think I just go into this and just break as hard as I can. And then we can go and spin with our tree trunks and then set up Titan for the end game. So I think we need a mid-game break here. So we're gonna go into this. We're gonna get caught in the sticky web. It's going to lower our speed. Then our white herb activates. And now we have Unburdened, so now we're faster. And so I'm just gonna click close combat here. I don't know if he's gonna give me Chin Power, if he's gonna let me hit something else with a close combat, but nothing on his team really wants to take this. So let's see, so Chin. Caps lock is on. Crunch. Rotom. Okay. It was a worthy sacrifice. It's okay. Withdraws Chin Pow. Okay. Saving it for the priority later, probably. Goes Moth. You don't survive this, I don't think. Oh, it's Boots. It's Boots, but it's a 2-hit KO. It's a 2-hit KO. So, although he can Terra here, but I don't know what Terra it is. let's see. So if we go... So it did half to Iron Moth. I mean, which is pretty good. Let me see how much that is here. Okay, so I don't believe he has... I believe he has a little bit of bulk. I'm just going to click it again. Give me this. Terra Captain down. All right. Like I said, I haven't even Terra'd yet. So... Whoops. Sorry. All right, so SNEASLER takes down Iron Moth with close combat. I need to figure out a better system for typing these things. Okay, we're doing okay. We're doing okay so far. This is not the worst. There's Landorus. Now Landorus doesn't have any kind of priority here. And so I think here is where I go ahead and reveal the Terra. Because Landorus doesn't get priority, right? I really don't remember this thing getting anything that's priority. Landorus Incarnate. Do you get like quick attack or anything? No, I don't see anything. So we're just gonna Ice type Terra Blast. Stays in. Okay. We'll take it. We will take it. So SNEASLER is going to take down the Landorus with Terra Blast. And that's gone. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. SNEASLER's a beast, man. SNEASLER is a beast. I love this thing. Its design is meh, but man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so what do you have left? You just have Chien-Pao and Greninja. And so both of those would outspeed me if I lose my Unburden. And those, well, I'm still at full health, but I'm at minus 2 defense though. How much does if I'm at minus 2 defense and we're looking at a Chien-Pao, how much does a Ice Shard do? And I'm Terra'd Ice. Ice Shard does not KO. We close combat here. He gives it to me. He didn't, I guess he didn't have it. I guess he didn't have priority. I don't know. But SNEASLER's going to take that out too. Okay, and then I'm just gonna leave it in and click close combat again. If he wants to go for the water shuriken, he can. That probably will take me out, I would think, but I think it's a little too late on that one just because we do have the... Okay, I guess he didn't have it. And that's it. Wow, SNEASLER, what a beast, man. I guess my opponent just didn't bring priority. On a very early version of this team, I actually had brought Psychic Terrain on my Slowking in order to block all the priority that my opponent had. And so I was really concerned that that was going to be a factor, but it just never happened. And so we take this game. What was that? Was that a 5-0? I think it was 5-0. Wow. Well, GG to my opponent. Like I said, SNEASLER is an absolute beast. SNEASLER's a monster, and I absolutely love this Pokemon. I think it's going to do wonders for us this season. And so again, before you leave, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. I'm pumped, guys. Starting off with a win is fantastic. It feels really good getting back in the groove and starting off on the right foot. So next week, of course, we're continuing talking about the Paladin on how do I want to do this. And then, of course, we will have week 2's battle as well. So I hope you all have a great day, a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.